Good evening, everybody. Wednesday evening, not Tuesday. We're so nice. We're doing it a different day. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Food Booze Cigars. I am Chris, and this evening I am so happy to be joined by my good friends again. Starting up top, I'm always on the bottom, but she likes it that way. Josh, how are you this evening, brother?
How you doing, brother? How's everybody doing today?
Doing good, doing good. Keeping it all nice and smoky up there in New York for me.
We'll see.
He's full of joy today.
And the mastermind behind this whole thing, the man, the myth, the legend, Jordan. How are you, sir?
What's going on? How are you today? And
Good.
It's kind of weird. I actually kind of like this Wednesday thing. I don't know about you guys, but
take it easy.
a little hump day action.
So we got a couple of interesting ones tonight. We were prepared. You know what it feels like? It feels like the items that we chose to combine are like Tuesday items and not Wednesday items. But we're gonna roll with it, and we're gonna make sure that everybody's ready to go. We got some likes, some dislikes, some happiness. Jordan's nervous, so I'm gonna kick it off with the food. So tonight for our food item, somebody click the button. We have tostadas. Tostadas, corn tostadas, fry them up. Nice little chip, fat boy snack. You can do it with beef, chicken, pork. My favorite would be carnitas. And you could just jump all over it with some beautiful queso. Drop some cilantro, chopped tomato, avocados. Mix it up. Let's face it, it's a flat taco. It's basically your best taco, but they're flat. You can eat it like a chip. Fat boy snack. Sundays season has been official. We're actually in the middle of our first quarter of a football season. That's something that you might want to just jump in and do. And for me, three's never enough. What do you guys think?
No, I like 4 or 5. I like even numbers.
No,
I don't understand why they always. I don't understand why they always give you like 3 of something. It's like
because
three's never enough.
If 2 people want to share, we bang you out. You got to buy another one to get that even number.
That's why I'm always buying another order, huh?
It's never enough.
They got me. They got me this time.
But it's simple. Simple
But
tostada. Nothing crazy. But if I'm going to have a tostada and I'm in that kind of mood and it's not a Tuesday, what are we doing? What are we drinking with that?
So tonight we're going with Cincoro Tequila. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, but this is actually Michael Jordan's tequila. And that's the entire lineup. Tonight we're doing the Blanco. It is 100% Weber agave and coming out of the highlands of Mexico, the Jalisco. And the bottle's just sexy. That's what it is. It looks great. The actual bottle shape, though, is what really drew me to it. And I'm going to read it from the site so you guys can kind of hear it. So the crown stopper at the top, it's basically a 23 degree angle print. It actually shows the Cincoro 5 agave icon, which is pretty cool. But I mean, it's they're going after the Don Julio. I mean, it kind of looks like that, but no, to answer Jamie's question, that is not my that's not my shelves in the background. It was actually at one of the restaurants that I was at today, so I figured I'd show it on an actual back bar. But the smell of it, you got that lime, you got citrus, a little bit of vanilla, and it actually smells sweet. And then for the taste,
Michael Jordan
vanilla.
sweat.
It actually tastes like Michael Jordan's sweat and tears. but vanilla, you get a little bit of that pepper because it's coming from Jalisco. Pretty much any tequila coming from Jalisco from the Highlands usually has a sweeter taste to it. So that's kind of a rule of thumb. But the bottle, this is your gifting bottle. So you're for the Blanco anywhere between $70 to $80. The Reposado, 80 to 90, and then the Añejo 100 to 150. And then if you could pull up that picture again, I wanted to show you that black bottle. The black bottle is actually the extra Añejo, and that one. If you're trying, you know what, Chris, when I turn 30, I would like for you to purchase that bottle for me. To congratulate me on hitting 30, and that's almost a $1,500 bottle. So thank you, Chris, in advance. Much
Sure.
appreciate that.
Absolutely. You're worth every penny and more.
Start the printer now. Prints a photo, sends it to you in a box.
It's funny you say that. Like, isn't there something with the bottle that it's like 5 leaves coming together to represent the ownership, right?
Yes. So I'm gonna butcher some names, and I apologize to any basketball fans out there. But this came together with Jenny Buss from the Lakers, Michael Jordan of the Hornets, Wes Eden of the Bucks.
Say Jordan of the Hornets.
Of the Hornets.
Yeah.
It just sounds better.
Yeah.
Because at that time, that's what he was. That's
I get
what
it. I get it. Yep. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all good. The Grosbeck, Mr. and Mrs. Grosbeck of the Celtics. But anyways, those 5 came together, and Cinco, 5. There you go. So yeah. Well, you know how it is.
All right. So here's the truth for you guys to answer. Anybody in the chat, anyone that's had Cincoro, I have Michael Jordan and I have The Rock. So I got Cincoro and I have Terramana. I want to have a cocktail tonight. What am I drinking? If we just were comparing those two.
And we're not comparing pricing. We're not comparing anything like that.
No, you have both of them. They're both giving you to as a gift.
Terramana.
You have a glass in front of you. Which one are you pouring to make sure?
Yeah. I'm going to let the group answer that one. But just going off of taste profile.
That's it. Nothing that it's better than the other. What is your profile? Like, what do you prepare? What do you prefer?
Now, the question that we have is, what cocktail?
Well,
there we go.
Today we're going to do blood orange margarita.
Ooh, blood orange margarita. You fancy. Now, is that going to go with your tostones?
Absolutely, the tostadas. But yes, absolutely.
Tostones.
Tostones is what Josh's grandmother used to throw at him.
Those are tacos is different.
Tostados, pastelitos.
Yeah. So I hope everybody enjoyed the Tostitos little pizza rolls. I go with the tequila.
You talking about the wizard fingers at 7-Eleven?
There you go. So we have our wonderful Michael Jordan, Jeannie Buss, and the Celtics people. Tequila. Jordan will get that bottle for his 30th birthday and sit in the bathtub and cry while he drinks it, turning 30. Josh, what are we smoking with this? So we need something to. Oh,
I went
look at that
with
beautiful
Cohiba, Connecticut. Right, I had to go with Connecticut just because it's a tequila, so they don't want to overpower the tequila, and Connecticut is always going to go with everything. And in my train of thought is not going to get overpowered or underpowered anyway. So what's a good thing about this specific cigar that Cohiba does, it has a Brazilian Montefino filler Nicaraguan filler, and Dominican fillers. So you're getting a mixture of fillers up in here that are just gonna lend to like a sweetness, a nuttiness, a full little bit of spice going on there that may work with that Blanco. Um, and it's an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, which is a very beautiful wrapper. You can see on it that like golden brown, almost paper bag color. And I just had to go with something that I felt like would meld with your tostadas and something that's gonna go well with the tequila. But if let's say you wanted to make a cocktail, it would go
Sure.
well with a cocktail.
Let me ask you real quick with the filler.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, you said it's Brazilian
Matafina,
and Nicaraguan.
jalapa.
Okay.
So it's
So,
two like as well as three leaves, um three origins from the leaf. So you
mhm,
have Brazilian Matafina. You see a lot of Brazilian Matafina that are usually in the binder, but never really in the filler a lot.
mhm.
That's gonna add a lot of sweetness, like a good amount of sweetness. So yes, a little bit of like tobacco kick with the buzz. Dominican, you can't go wrong with Dominican because
So,
Dominican's there.
just bringing it
Mm-hmm.
into my world of food. When each
Mm-hmm.
cigar is being made, is it like a recipe
Yep.
that it's X amount of this filler,
Yep.
X amount of that
So
filler?
a lot of the times, should have I wish I would have got a video, but a lot of times when you see somebody in the polotes making their cigars, you'll see them grab several leaves, and each of these leaves are different. You have your Viso, your Seco, your Lejero, which is different part of the leaves. They'll carry like a whole stack of each, and depending on the cigar, you can have two of each, one of each, two of the Viso, two of the Seco, two of the Leco, whatever it may be, and it just they got to put them together and like just to give it that blend. A lot of times you'll see if you watch videos of them doing it, they may grab like two and then a one, and then they'll lay it out, and then they'll break the ends, and then they'll put it stacking through. That's pretty much what gives it the blend and the flavor. Now,
No, I was just always wondering for the
mhm,
consistency. You
yeah,
know, you let's say you buy a box, right, and you have the
hmm
consistency of the flavor throughout the whole box.
yeah.
Of how you can make sure that the filler is exactly the same.
Well,
Um,
a lot of the times when you go to these factories, it's always the same rollers doing certain boxes. So what you may get is boxes may be different from another box, and a lot of times, if depending on the factory, you may catch the blender or the roller that time doing that may sign the box because he
nice.
probably stuffed a little bit extra in there. But a lot of times, especially when you're talking about Cohiba, Cohiba is synonymous with cigars. So when you say Cohiba, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I know Cubans." Right, even though this is a new world, as you call it, where it's not in Cuba, it's coming out of Cuba from somewhere else. Um, but they still go down to make sure that whoever's rolling it is rolling X amount. That's what he's doing. And he's either
Yeah.
paired with somebody else and they're always together. So it's always
A-
consistent with
And
those rollers.
and this particular Cohiba, Connecticut,
Hmm
where is it? Where is it manufactured? Like where is it actually made? Is it made in Cuba or is it made elsewhere?
Elsewhere, it's made
Because
in DR.
because I know a lot of Cohibas, right?
Hmm
Everybody knows Cohiba, they think Cuba,
Yeah.
but this
So this is
particular
a new
one,
world. This is a new world.
new one.
And you have old world, which is Cuba, where they're making Cubans, Cohibas, and a new world where it could be Dominican Republic or Nicaragua, depending on where it is. But this is Dominican Republic, and a lot of the times this is going to be kind of their standard, but also high end standard. So like when people ask for a really good Connecticut besides your Perdomo or Champagne, a lot of times they're going to point you to the Cohiba Connecticut just because it is going to give you something that's consistent but very flavorful, and that's going to hold up even to your rums, your tequilas, your bourbons, and is always going to be consistent.
Nice.
Hmm
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. It's interesting because like I said, when you think of Cohiba, you're thinking old world right out of the gate. People are always trying to find Cohibas.
Yeah,
But
people
I've
always
seen
want to get the Cubans, but a lot of times, one thing I always say is branch out, right? So if you like Cubans, that's great, right? That's good for you. But a lot of times, what I always say is you don't want to have a Cuban and sit on it for 5 years. When you get a Cuban, sometimes you got to let
don't
it
want to
sit.
do that.
Sometimes you got to let it sit and let it like hold off and marinate in your humidor, your Tupperware, whatever it is, because they may be too fresh. A lot of times, if you get a New World, a lot of times all you gotta do is let them acclimate to your regional temperature in your area, a week, 2 weeks, maybe a couple of days, and it's ready to smoke. And you're still gonna get the same amount of craftsmanship. It's just not gonna be the same because there is a dramatic difference between a New World and an Old World, where it's Old World. A lot of people don't understand that Old World, they don't stand up the same way with the nicotine levels or the spice levels.
It's interesting. It definitely is interesting. And
Mm-hmm.
to be honest with you, this really is a Tuesday dish, isn't it? It's a Tuesday everything.
Mm-hmm.
You got your tequila, you got your tostadas, and a nice cohiba. I mean that is
Yeah,
a nice.
that was a Tuesday where you could have just switched it up and did a surf and turf if you wanted to, and had one tostada with shrimp, another one with chicken, another one with beef if you wanted to do it like that, right? So,
Yeah. No, it's a good. I like it. I'm just waiting for Chris to finally just start cooking for me. I don't know why he hasn't done it yet. I'll have to send him some Cincoro. Just bribe him a little bit.
It's not that I dislike it. I think it's it's well made. It's out there. Hey, listen, I don't have my own brand out there, so how am I to say? I can just tell you what my palate likes, opposed to others.
Mhm.
Listen, I'm an original New Yorker, so Jordan could take a walk. Yeah, he's the GOAT, but get out of my house and Patrick Ewing will still reign champ. So it's kind of hard to swallow, literally. Oh, let me try Mike. So that's Michael Jordan of the Chicago White Sox when he couldn't hit a fastball. How about that one? But no, listen. The celebrity influence on a bunch of spirits that have been over the craze over the last few years has really added to drinking power and merchandising and selling. But with that in culture, it's a shame that, and I'm not saying this for Michael Jordan. He's one of the greatest basketball players to ever live. What I'm saying is, does anyone ever think about, as they're going to link up with this celebrity, of the tag along of what if they say with cancel culture and all that stuff? What if they do something wrong? And if they're not involved with the product, how does that affect their product? So there's a lot of money moving around, and I give a lot of people credit that are just taking that risk on certain people if they don't believe in them. I really think aviation gin, right? That's I really believe that he has something to do with that.
100%. And he'll tell you that, like, he's always promoting it, where like a Rock, for instance. Rock is doing his own thing, right? Terramana is doing well. He's behind it. We don't really hear him talk about it that much, right? Only thing I think about The Rock is Moana. I don't know why, but and look, it's Maui. Anyways, I think though that some of these celebrities are actually behind the brand, where others, let me just put my name on it and we'll call it a day.
Give me a paycheck.
And it's another form.
Yeah.
So I mean,
it's kind of like the whole Casamigos thing, right? Casamigos, was very popular. George Clooney's there, but when do you really ever see George Clooney posting the Casamigos? Never.
Now, we'll give you the opposite, though. I mean, here's a little bit of fact, and I'll just drop you with this. Everybody knows how famous the George Foreman grill, right?
Yep.
I mean, do you know that the phone call was missed? It was supposed to be Hulk Hogan, and he missed the phone call. And when he did call back after he got the message, the guy said to him, he goes, I have something else for you. George Foreman just decided to take the grill endorsement.
Yep. But then also on that steak, though, in the beginning, you could see a lot of commercials where George Foreman is promoting it, a lot of stuff where he's actually going out there and promoting the product, right? But now I think it's so easy to put a celebrity name behind the brand and it's going to sell. Right?
Yeah.
Which is you don't hear a lot about aviation, surprisingly. Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds promotes the crap out of it. And that's compared to other stuff, you don't hear about it as much as you should.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and I also think I like to use the term legs, right? I think that some of these brands have the legs from you and I drinking it, right? And I'm not even saying Chris. I'm saying you and I because of our age. Because a lot of people our age are more inclined to trying something new than Chris.
Sure.
Chris likes what he likes. He's always liked what he likes, and he'll try something from here and there. But Josh, you and I will, in our age group, we will go out and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to go and purchase that. Let me just try it. And that's what's driving the brand. It's not necessarily the actual celebrity doing it. And I think that's the same way with the Michael Jordan brand.
Yep.
Like I mentioned in the beginning, the Michael Jordan brand, Cincoro, it's really not just Michael Jordan. I just want to correct myself there. But everybody knows that's Michael Jordan because out of those 5 people, he's the one that has
he's the one that has the biggest clout off of it.
Exactly. So, but somebody like that, they're going to push it. I mean, being in a part of the industry, and Chris, I'm sure at one point you being a buyer, when somebody came in and said, "Hey, this is George Clooney's," you're going to be like, "Okay, that's what my customers are going to buy," right? Rather than me coming in and saying, "Oh, it's just I have a new tequila that just came out. Here you go." It has a different presence on it.
The story is always going to sell it. Absolutely. It's funny you just said about how Jordan, if it was Michael Jordan or any of these celebrities, but how's the difference with our age difference of not this newer generation that's just starting, they don't know who Jordan is.
Yeah, and they're doing the wine cooler stuff now.
Yeah, but exactly. Seltzers and all of that. We could do a whole show on that. I'll be missing on that episode. But they can turn around and say, what's the name of the documentary during the shutdown that came out for the Michael Jordan thing? ESPN.
I know what you're talking about.
Right?
Yeah.
ESPN, the last song, the last ride, whatever it was.
The last dance.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole thing, he's drinking this tequila.
Yep.
So, you think of how many eyes were seen on him during that. Very good product placement if he was really drinking it throughout the whole thing,
I mean, we can have a conversation about all that, right? We can have a conversation about how, movies and TV shows, I mean, they have bottle placements in there for a reason so that you go out and purchase it. I mean, look at Michter's. Michter's is one of them. Pappy Van Winkle, another one. I'm actually kind of shocked. My father's not talking about Pappy in here right now because every episode he's always bringing that up. But it's all about that product placement, right? And I think for going back to what you said about the generational thing, 100%. The generation coming up behind Josh and I say Josh and I because we're the same age, they are. Oh, here comes Pappy. The generation behind us, they want to try everything new. Doesn't matter what it is. Everything new. They want whatever can get them drunk quicker. And celebrity. They follow celebrity.
Sure. If God forbid there comes out a TikTok video with somebody holding a bottle of the next tequila. I mean, look at it. This guy became famous for holding up Ocean Cranberry, right? Cranberry juice. right? Everybody's
he
standing on the beach
Fleetwood
holding
Mac.
brought back the band though. Like if you think about it, he brought back Fleetwood Mac on the charts,
Yeah.
and
right?
they haven't been on the charts in like over 20 years at that point.
Yeah.
And he
So,
brought them to number one.
because every time I stand at the beach with the ocean hitting me, I hold a Bang energy drink. Get out of here.
What about
No,
that?
I'm not. No, get the four. I don't even want to see this. No, Four Locos out.
Yeah.
No, we don't
No,
need to see that.
Well, we can't bring back the original one, so I think that's.
I mean, if we're gonna bring up Four Loco, it's almost like, what is it, Mad Dog 2020? I wasn't even around for that. I don't even know what that is, but I hear people talking about it. So these things were already evolving. Now they're just destroying the market.
Yeah.
Speaking of destroying the market, White Claw. But anyway, everybody, final thoughts, guys. We got a beautiful cigar, some tostadas. The
Can you do
tequila.
another replay as to what we're working with tonight?
I got you.
Let's see what we got.
So we got the tostadas. Boom.
Look at those things. They look good.
With the Blanco.
Blanco tequila. Yeah.
Then we're going with the Cohiba Connecticut cigar.
Very nice. Now, I mean, a great Wednesday, Tuesday night.
You know what
But,
happened is we drank that Blanco, fell asleep, and then woke up, and that's what we're doing the show.
See, it's a
Next week, White Claws for everybody. Grapefruit.
I think I'll be missing that episode.
Well, with that, I want to thank everybody that's in the chat, everybody that's watching on the replay. Please head over to all social media accounts and follow Food Boost Cigars. Jordan is out there on everything from Facebook, Instagram. You on Twitter?
I'm on Twitter, yeah.
All right, so he's tweeting. Let's get some tweets.
I'm tweeting, I'm dancing, I'm scrolling, I'm doing it all.
So with that, folks, Josh, Jordan, thank you. And I guess we will see everybody next week.
Have a good night, folks.
Have a good
Hey,
night.
Josh.
Bye-bye.
Adios.